Oh, the stream is live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jenny Holla's Akashic Readings. She is, in case you don't know her or aren't familiar with her work, she is a life adventurist. That's the name of her podcast. And she is the Akashic Nomad. So she likes to travel, she likes to have fun. But really, what she's here to do is kind of encompass in all of. Just a minute, let me mute this. Lives are fun. I forgot to mute my YouTube, so it was playing back in my ears. So she likes to build a space here for everybody to learn something, even if they don't get their readings. So that's how she shows up, and that's what she really likes to provide for this community. And if you guys would like to ask a question and have a reading, please go ahead and put it in the chat, and we will find you. We will put you on the list and let you know if you're going to get a reading today. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Jenny Holla, the Akashic Nomad.
Hi, Carrie. Thank you so much. And I love that you all are here joining me live. I think I've been doing these for 4 or 5 months now, pretty consistently. And it's been a work in progress and an evolution to, really find where it feels good, what's the best flow. And if you've been here along the way and you've seen the evolution of these lives and of me showing up, I'm so grateful that Carrie's here because Carrie offered to help facilitate. So you're going to see her in the chat. She's going to be helping just make sure that everybody has their names and asking the most empowering questions. And we're going to talk about that in a second. So before we get to that, I really felt guided to have a little chat with Carrie before we get started. And of course, you can use this time to start putting your questions in the chat as well. Carrie, you did a reading with me and we actually recorded it like as a video and put it on my podcast. And it's been probably a couple months since your reading?
Ooh, yeah, it was in June. It was the end of June because it was
Oh,
my
okay.
birthday month. Yeah.
All right. So it's been about 3 months. So
Wow.
one thing, one thing, since you had a reading, you already asked questions. What is something you would advise to those who are on here live or the replay, as they're stepping into their Akashic Record experience? What would you give a little tip now that you've had time to digest and
Well, I went in with a list of questions that I was going to ask, like written down, very clear questions. And I tried to leave those kind of open ended because I didn't want to have any sort of preconceived notions. But even in the moment, feeling the energy, which all of you I'm sure will feel today, even if you're not having your question read, you feel the energy and allow that energy to change your question. And I think that would be the biggest thing that, because as I went back and re listened to that episode over and over again, it gave me more and more insight into like integrating and understanding myself, even just re listening to how I ended up asking those questions in the moment. So you'll listen to that and you'll hear not very clear questions coming from me. And that is something that I have learned from exponentially.
okay. So thank you for sharing because your questions were really good in there and we can only go deeper and deeper in our understanding because even with myself and in the work I do with the record keepers pretty consistently, it's like, okay, how can I ask a more open-ended question? That's usually what I come to. Like I start every day by asking the record keepers, what can I know about today? Or what can I know about this program that I'm launching? Or what can I know about this situation? Or what can I know about this relationship? So these kind of things are more empowering for us than yes, no questions. The Akashic Records is not a psychic reading to where it's like, will this happen for me? Yes, no. Well, first of all, you have free will and you can completely choose what you want. Second of all, beyond free will, know that with the Akashic Records, it's your soul and every other soul's past, present, and future possibilities. So if the record keepers ever do share anything that is future based, everything is open to free will. Nothing is set in stone. So asking a question like, will I get this job? Or will I move to this place? Or Will I make this money? Or does this person love me? Or things like that. I can still tune into the energy of them. But if you want an even deeper and more expansive mini reading today, I invite you to ask more open-ended questions that are more along the lines of, what can I know? Or even Beatrice has one here. Hi, how can I best connect with my spirit guides? Right? Or what can I know about connecting with my spirit guides? It's perfect. That's a little more open-ended. That allows the record keepers to deliver whatever is in your highest and best good. Okay? So I see
love
some
that.
questions already coming in. I'm going to do something a little bit different today than I've done in past. Is in the past I've gone in order and given priority to those who are new to the channel or new to this experience. That is still going to be my focus and intention, so that we can provide I can provide like the most transformative experience for everyone here. But I'm also going to follow my intuition. So if I see like a comment lighting up in the chat, and that's, I may jump around a little bit. Okay. So anything else you want to add, Carrie?
Well, I just love that you're deciding to do that this way, because that was kind of a surprise to me too, guys. Because I love that the Akashic Records always want to do something for the collective, biggest, best, the best good. And so when I hear you say that, I immediately think that you are going to allow that to guide you, so that the people that are here, you're answering questions that are going to help everybody as well as the individual. And so that makes it, I'm excited, because I'm going to hear things today that I need to hear. So thank you for that.
Yes. Well, thank you, Carrie, for helping. You're going to see here in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and pop you back in the green room. And as I do see some questions coming in, so a couple of things I wanted to share is that if it's your first time here, welcome. I'm going live on the 11th of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern. I've also added a second time on the 22nd of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern. And the other things I want to share is that I've really stepped into working with the Akashic Record Keepers to provide more integrative and more transformational experiences for those who are called to working with me and who have a soul contract to work with me. And so I do a lot of one-on-one work. And what I am finding is that Akashic Record readings are really powerful. And I'd say about 80% of the people that come to me are looking for a deeper integrative experience to be able to unpack and understand and integrate and embody what came through in the reading. And a lot of the clients that I have been working with lately, and a lot of the work the record keepers have been leading me into, is helping spiritual entrepreneurs and conscious leaders to really begin to deepen the trust with themselves and to strengthen their intuitive gifts. And so with that being said, if that is something that you want to really step into in a much deeper way, definitely reach out to me on Instagram or message me, because I am getting ready to start a couple other group programs right now. And I'm also taking one-on-one clients. I just had a couple clients finish up their sessions with me. And the other thing I want to say, and this is super, super, the fact I'm saying this publicly, I'm just going to follow the nudge here, is that I have been guided to teach the Akashic Records to people. And I laugh because this is something that's been told to me since the beginning. And it's like, I, in my mind, don't feel ready, but at the same time, the nudges keep going there. And so I'm going to be doing a very, very, very small group here in the near future to teach more about intuition, reading for yourself, reading for others, opening the Akashic Records, opening them for others. Everything is going to be led in combination with the Akashic Record Keepers. So very informal. If you feel like you're one of those people that you want to see if that's a good fit, definitely reach out to me. I'm not going to be doing super huge formal promotions about this. It's going to be a very, very, very small group to start with that. So let's get started. I'm going to start with Beatrice first. And I do see Sweet Fairy-ish. I see your message on here. If you could also drop your name, Sweet Fairy-ish, in the chat, that would be helpful. What your first name is and last name if you're open to sharing. Word, I see your question, so I will get to you all. Let me start with Beatrice. Give me 1 second and let me go ahead and connect in. So what I do is I actually open the records ahead of time. And then because I am juggling a couple different things here energetically, I then take a moment to connect specifically to the energy of the person and their records So give me 1 second. Let me connect in with you, Beatrice. Beatrice, as I connect into you, I feel some like bubbly light energy with that. And I feel like I want to giggle and um, I feel like I want to giggle and celebrate with you. So let me see what your question was. I know I read it before. I don't remember. Okay. How can you best connect with your spirit guides? Let me see what they want to share. Okay, Beatrice, they're saying that the very first thing they're inviting you to remember and to embody is that you are in fact already connected to your spirit guides at all times. This is something that is already happening. And so they're inviting you to this is how I'm hearing it. They're inviting you to deepen your belief and deepen your connection to the law of assumption and assuming that you are in fact already connected to them. And they're sharing that this is interesting. It's interesting because they're saying that you're already receiving messages from them and you're not fully, this is how they're saying it, attributing that the messages are in fact from your spirit guides, and they are. Okay. They're sharing so many things. This is interesting because the way they're sharing it to me is feeling very confusing to me. The way that it's coming in is they're sharing like um release your grip, like it's like you're trying too hard, but that they're also saying inviting you to trust even more and to deepen the trust that you are in fact already connected and already receiving messages on the regular. And mm, interesting, they stopped me completely and they had me feel this um they keep stopping me. Mm, okay, so they're inviting you to be in the silence and be in the present moment. And from that space and connecting with your heart and connecting with your heart space and using that energy to connect even deeper to not only who you are, but also to your spirit guides. But the thing is here is they're sharing that it's a grounded and rooted energy that's in you from the present moment, and it's also expansive to being open to all of the possibilities and all of the ways that the spirit guides are communicating with you. They're showing me like taking the horse blinders off and allowing the messages to be shown, to be delivered, to be communicated with you in ways that go beyond what it is that you're consciously expecting. It's very interesting because the way that it's coming through, like I said, it feels very confusing to me, and I'm trusting that it is coming out very clear and it's landing for you. Let me see if there's anything else here, Beatrice. Beatrice, they're showing me they're showing me one of your animal spirit guides, and it is a It's a beautiful white, um it looks like a very white mythical horse. Um, not quite a unicorn. It's not a standard typical horse. It's like a very beautiful horse. Um, they're showing that as one of your spirit guides. It's really strong. I just got a really strong chill with that. And I also feel like I wanna cry. Like, there's a release and a feeling of relief with that, with connecting to that animal spirit guide of yours. Um, I feel like I just want to, like, release the grip and just like, I just have so much relief. I feel like I really wanna cry that I guess it's I feel like I wanna cry that it's the relief is there that it's happened. Like, I really feel that for you. And, like, I feel like I just want to release the breath I've been holding, release the grip I've had, release all of that, and just really sit in this place of relief. Relief. It's really beautiful, Beatrice. So, um, I do really wanna cry, and it's a cry of relief. Like, I really feel yeah. I am not going to. I was about to interpret some of that and really help that go deeper, and that is not the place for this right here. So I'm going to leave that with you to sit with and for you to interpret and unpack in the ways that best serve you. I see you said, "Yes, I get it. I feel that I want to connect, but I might block myself from doing so." Yeah. You if you need to, you can always come back and watch or re-listen to this replay, Beatrice, and really receive what came through because I feel like there are some energetic and both energetic and physical words that came through to help you shift into that. And I just heard if you believe, if you believe, if you believe, if you believe. Thank you, Beatrice. I appreciate you. Sweet Fairy-ish, if you could let us know your first name in the chat, we will get to you. The next one I'm gonna go to is Ward while we're waiting for that if you're still here. Disconnecting from Beatrice. You're welcome, Beatrice. All right, Ward. Okay, Ward. I'm laughing because as I was connecting to you and your records, every time so the way that I do it is that I, read this sacred prayer and I connect that way and I insert your name in one spot. And every time I was inserting your name, they flashed this vision to me of it was like a regal vision where it was like you standing like in a very like proud way. And I also felt like it was also overlapped a bit with like your current energy and also overlapped a bit with um your what it was like what's the word like night energy like a past life night energy word like it was very interesting and if they're for now they're like I don't know why they flash it to me here but they flash it and like for example if we were doing a one-on-one reading I do something called opening remarks And so things like that would be unpacked in opening remarks, or there would be more shared. It's a very special, sacred time because it's before you ask any questions. So it feels like they just gave a flash for that. So let me see what your question was. Okay, word's question. When I astral travel and sleep, I always go to the same place every time and the same thing is being done to me. It started over a year ago, still having it. Is it possible to help understand this? What the word that I'm hearing is I'm hearing lesson. There's a lesson. Let me try to figure out how to explain this. It's like there's a lesson to be learned from that experience, and it's being carried out on the astral plane as well as it to be carried out in the physical plane. There's a very small linkage between the two. There's a very there's a very small linkage between the astral plane and the physical plane they're sharing. Let me see if they're gonna share anything else here because I'm not, the words are not coming to explain that any further. He said it feels very real, even just real. They're bringing a sense of, I don't know, they're bringing a sense of sadness and just a little sprinkle of fear with this. And I'm hearing them say, tap into your inner night, trust your inner soul, and realize that you are, in fact, in control, that you have the ability to change the outcome of the situation and scenarios that are presented before you, that you are not conditioned to, and you're not conditioned to be pulled into the constructs that are being presented before you, and that there's it's interesting the way that they're saying this, and I see that you wrote a comment, so I got distracted. Let me see. Um, yeah, they're just saying there are lessons to be learned. So let me see what your comment is. But who are they? Because they blind my vision. I only hear, feel, and smell. They're not answering that question specifically, Ward. They're wanting to bring me back into what they were sharing before. Okay. So here's what they're sharing. They're inviting you to two things before bed or before you sleep. I don't know if this is before bed, but like before bed to ground yourself and to allow yourself to no, ground yourself and to clear out and cut any cords from the day, and to clear out your energy and cut any cords from the day and ground yourself. And then before you fall asleep, to set an intention. Set an intention for all lessons to be learned with grace and ease. Now, they're also sharing that there's some stuff in the physical plane for you to do. This is also an opportunity for you to deepen the um, the the connection to your soul and the trust. It's not even the trust yourself because it's deeper than that. It's like deepening the connection to who you are and the power that you have and the ability that you have to transcend this and to evolve into a different outcome, for you to strengthen this resolve. And they're bringing back that vision from the beginning of like the standing strong and like the energy of that. They're bringing back that vision for you to, and I have chills with this, is for you to continue to own your power, because this they're just sharing over and over like you can easily transcend this, but it's these things on the physical plane that will um help you to transcend this, because they're also sharing that part of this is like a figure of the mind. This is a figure of the mind, and it's like they're showing that it's like the two things are crossing, the mind and the experience in the astral realm is like what's crossing over. He's saying, but I don't know why I still have fear in this place. It feels like they are not nice to me. Um, yeah, do those things that they were sharing before bed and set the intention, and to really connect to this vision of you standing, this prince vision or this knight vision or this like really strong like regal vision, like stand, like connect to that energy. And they're sharing that this is a bit of like you can pull from your past life experiences. It's not about going into like trying to figure out what they are. This is from a soul remembering and a soul knowing of you coming back into and stepping into your power more fully and realizing that you are in fact in control. But it's also about cutting those cords and clearing and cleansing your fields, your auric and energetic fields, and cutting cords. So Ward, that's what they're sharing for now. It feels like there's more here to unpack. And I say that because there's it feels like part of the journey is going to be you continuing to deepen that connection with your soul and yourself. And like these things will all come to I just got chills. So it's like these things will come together, but that is the most important thing they're sharing, is for you to deepen this connection and this power. I have chills. I have chills. For you to continue on that journey. And then it's like as you continue to step into that, other things will be shown along the way. So that's what I mean by there's more to unpack, but not in this moment. Like it'll come on your journey. You're welcome, Ward. You're welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. I think we had Hi Stephanie, welcome back. All right, Sandy, sweet fairy-ish. I think she said she would come back and listen to the reading. You know, I'm gonna go to before I go to Sweet Fairy, I'm gonna go to um I think you say it Chayo. I forget how to say your name. I'm so sorry. I don't even know if I ever knew, if I've ever heard Joe say it. So I'm gonna go to you next. All right. And ideally, too, you're here live for the reading. As much as I'd love to do this on replay, I think I'm going to only do for people who are here live. So, mm, 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 mm. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh man. Okay. Rocio. I don't remember how Joe said it when she said your name in the chorus. Oh, I feel so horrible. I'm so sorry that I may not be pronouncing it right. Was it Rocio? All right. Let me go up to your question. So, hi, Jenny. We connected in another program, and I've been told to get involved in the Akashic Records. My mind doesn't feel ready. Could you please fill into it? Is this a good time for me to get in the records? What is the next step for me to take into the records? I know you're gonna have to send me a voice message. We're gonna have to connect with voice message after so that I know because I don't remember. Okay. Okay, so they're starting off by saying, um, "Oh dear sweet one, oh dear sweet one, dear, we are so glad you were here." They're sharing what's interesting is that you in fact have connected to the Akashic records and you do it very naturally, and that you have connected. You just haven't consciously had the awareness that you were connecting with the records. Specifically, they're sharing that you have received downloads, and they're showing me that there was like a download, and the way that they're showing it to me is there was like a download of light that came into you recently, and that it's like this download of light comes into you and then it spreads out through your cells and goes into your body, and then there's this knowingness that you have about different things and different directions of what to do, and it's not fully perceived as a connection to the records when in fact it's already there. They're sharing that yes, there are formal ways and pathways and entries into the records that can help to deepen the connection, that can help to bring more clarity into the connection, that can help to expand the connection and have everything be clearer and have everything be stronger and have everything be um, um, they're saying it this way, have everything feel more real to you. There are absolutely ways. And at the same time, they want to share, and they're sharing this for everyone, that everyone has the ability to connect into the records, that everyone has the power and has the ability, and many are already receiving downloads from the records, already receiving guidance from the records. It just is not perceived by the conscious mind that that is in fact what's happening. The thing that they want to share is that one thing that's important to you, Rocio, I think that's how she said it, is that one thing that's important to you is that the connection is clear and sacred, and that it is something that is really pure, because it's important for you to be able to connect to the pureness of something. It's important for you to be able to feel the pureness and the depth of a connection, especially if it's a divine connection, before you fully um before you'll fully like put everything behind it. That is something that wants to be felt by the heart and the soul, as well as have the connection into the mind, that is in fact the case. And okay, so they're inviting me to do something right now, because they're reminding me of your question of saying like something like you don't feel ready for it right now from the mind standpoint. Is they're inviting you to they're going to they're asking me to send some energy to you, and for you to receive it, and close your eyes and do whatever, and to receive and feel this energy. So it's going to be silent for a moment while this takes place. And they're sharing that the answer has been delivered for you, that you will feel this they shared with me the answer. I felt it. And so now it's for you to feel and connect to. Mm, that's really juicy and loving, and like um, feels really good. So let's chat on Facebook Messenger a little bit more after this or later today. I'm excited to hear more about this. I love when anybody's interested into the records or has a calling to connect into it a little bit further. I'm like, I geek out on these kind of things. So you're very, very welcome. Let me check here and see who is next. Okay. Just seeing who's lighting up here since I'm doing things a little different today. And of course, thank you all for coming here today. Okay, Anne, I see your question, and that has more of a yes no energy to it. So you can still keep that as your question. If we have time to get to you, I'm going to have to, they're not lighting you up right now. I'm just seeing this question is that you want to ask questions that are more open ended, like what can I know about this relationship versus is there a future together? It's not horrible, but it does have more of a closed off energy to it. So just that's something that I really wanted to bring into today's live. Ooh, all right, Lynn, I just got a ping for you. So Lynn Palmer, I'm gonna come to you next. Let me disconnect here. All right. All right, Lynn. Lynn's question is, hi, if there's anything my ancestors would like me to know, it would be appreciated. Okay, so Lynn, before I even read your question, the very first thing that was coming in when I was connecting to you was patience. Patience, patience, patience. Have patience. Um, patience, have patience. Okay, so they're sharing that you're wise beyond your years. You're wise beyond your years, and they're inviting you to hold space for this and to expand your energy and hold space for the understanding and the integration of um, allowing yourself to receive messages. Not only messages from your ancestors, but messages from divine source, messages from your higher self, messages from your soul, for you to allow yourself this. I have so many chills with this. Like, allow yourself this space to receive these messages, because they're sharing that they're inviting you to play bigger. It's like you've been playing within the rules, within a box, and you have the ability and the capacity, especially energetically, for so much more. And they're being clear here that it's not about energy like, oh, let me run around and do a bunch of things. They're talking about um, energy as far as with like the etheric realms, like connecting at a deeper level energetically with things. Like, this is, you have the capacity and the ability, and it's like it, they're inviting you to play bigger. They're inviting you to um, connect back into your true soul's worth, and to really trust and believe what has already been placed in your path, and trust and believe the connection that you truly have. And know that you are enough. Know that you will be guided. Know that it will be delivered. But it first requires you coming back into this connection with yourself. You say that makes total sense, because I haven't had much patience lately. Lynn, guides have been sharing the same message with me too. They're like, patience, patience, patience. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much more? Um, you're trying to reconnect now, haven't for a while. She said, awesome. I feel like they've been pushing me for a while in the right direction. I'm the stubborn one. Let me see if there's anything else they want to share with you. They're sharing that they're sharing that the stubbornness comes from a desire to protect, your feelings, desire to protect your heart from being hurt again and again and again. And so part of your life lesson in this incarnation is to learn how to be patient with the stubbornness, and to allow the stubbornness to diffuse energetically, and allow yourself to see what lies beyond the stubbornness. It's about coming into a deeper relationship with stubbornness, and what it means, and how it identifies, like how you identify with stubbornness in your life, because it's like the stubbornness, it has been, like, I guess, a shield, and it's been a big part of your identity. And they're saying that the stubbornness, there's something different to explore about the stubbornness. The stubbornness is not your identity, and at the same time, it's still an important part of who you are on this path, but it's not you. It's not you from like an outward facing thing. It's a protection, is what they're sharing. Mm, I'm sorry to hear that. Lynn says, yes, definitely. I'm so soul hurt right now. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me see if there's anything else they want to share, and I'll move on to the next one. I'm seeing a vision of you This is it's interesting. So I'm seeing it. I saw it first um in the physical, but then I saw it more in the energetic of you being like in the fetal position and allowing yourself the space to be reborn. In this, I'm just gonna add a couple layers in this. It's not the energy of like not feeling good enough. It's not because you're not enough. It's more of like an incubation. It's more of this space of this connecting back with the pureness and the energy of what is and allowing things to be born from that space, allowing things to be born from that energy. So this is like beliefs, thoughts, opinions, identities, all of it to come from that space. She said, wow, that sounds exactly right. It's like I'm living it, but not at the same time. Yeah, yeah, they're really the last thing that they're sharing is they're saying allow yourself to be allow yourself the grace to be in this beautiful incubation period. Allow yourself the space to retrain and relearn through the space of pureness and not the space of jadedness, not the space of um, anger or frustration. Allow things to funnel through this vision of you being reborn from the energy of that. Allow things to come through that lens and funnel through that lens instead of the lens that things have been funneled through, maybe in the past. So, sending you love on your journey. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Lynn. She said, yes, yes, yes. It's like I know what I should be doing and stuck in my ways. And no, I'm going around and around. And now I just want to have space and grow for me. Yeah, perfect. Sounds like the perfect confirmation for you to continue. And if Lynn, if you feel guided and you'd like additional support in integrating an embodiment of any of the messages that come through the Akashic Records, this is the work that I've really been stepping into beyond readings to help people like you go deeper into the transformation. Now, the work that I'm doing in the records is definitely more of an energetic and frequency first work. It's really moving from the brain more into the energy of the soul. And so if you or anybody else is still in the space where you are looking for strategies and things from the mind space, then I would not be a good fit. But if you're wanting, if you feel like you've exhausted all avenues, trying to figure things out with your mind, and you're really wanting to do things differently and step into a different space, the work that I do one on one and even in groups is extremely transformative. It's blown my mind more than anything I did before Akashic Records with coaching. In the different modalities I did before, because it's happening on a deeper level. And so if this is something that you're feeling called to do, then reach out to me. We'll have a conversation and see if it's in energetic alignment. Um, I do not have just like open forum, come work with me, click this link and pay. Everything is based on soul contract and it being a hell yes for both of us. And I'm not into manipulating anybody to work with me because you have to want to be there. Okay. So I really felt guided to share that here. Lynn said exactly what I needed to hear today. I appreciate what you do and would like to dig deeper in it all. Thank you so much. Well, I look forward to hearing more from you if you feel guided. All right. All right. So we have 10 minutes left in the hour. And I'm going to do two more and see what pings because I know there's more questions here than two because I've seen them. So thank you all for coming today. I will say as well, if you didn't hear this at the beginning, yes, I am taking one-on-one clients for integration and embodiment work. I also have a program called 7 Weeks of Magic. That's a group program that I am just finishing up this week with a beautiful group, leading people together through an experience to trust themselves more and step more into intuition. And so if that's something that you want to feel into and see if it'd be a good fit, reach out to me. and I will send you over the information. And then another thing that I want to mention is that I am going to be leading a very small group through practicing on intuition and connecting to the records and for themselves and for others and practicing. So it's a very small, intimate group. There's going to be practice, live practice between other peers who are in a similar space as you. So if you want to learn the Akashic Records and you want to learn them from me, this is something I'm doing really kind of low key right now. I know I'm on all the platforms sharing it live, but it's something I'm doing low key where this is going to be my first round that I'm leading through. And so I'm going to be tapping into the records regularly to receive messages to help in that transformation and help in that guidance. So if that's something you want to do, I mean, I'm talking, I think there's only going to be 4 people in it unless I'm guided to more. And the people who just came through 7 Weeks of Magic have first dibs on those spots. So, and this isn't even trying to be like, oh my God, exclusive, hurry up, book now. Not even like that. So let me see who's next. Let me disconnect first before I look and see who's next. All right. I am. Okay. This is pinging for Ronnie. So I scrolled up and my eyes immediately went to Ronnie. So Ronnie, you are next. All right, Ronnie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so while I was connecting to you, I haven't read your question yet. So this is so beautiful because while I was connecting, I was seeing I don't know if you currently heal with your hands at all, but I was seeing you healing with your hands, and the energy that they were showing me was a beautiful rainbow colored energy all around you, and your energy, what they were showing me, is also feels very brooded and expansive. Is how they want me to share. So Ronnie's question is, what steps can I take to build my intuitive? Of course, look at that. I swear I didn't read this before. I just saw Ronnie. What steps can I take to build my intuitive and energy clearing business? I don't know if you do it with your hands, but so I'm hearing call them in, call them in, call them in. Anchor in because they're sharing that you have a very strong cohesive energy. And so anchor into the knowingness of that, anchor into that as your truth. Okay. And it just distracted me. So let me see. Maybe there's a different message coming in. Okay. So they're sharing show up in a bigger way. Show up in a bigger way. Allow yourself to be seen. This is how they're saying it, in the way that scares you the most. In the way that scares you the most. And this is just for everybody to hear this. It's like in that healthy way, that scares you. That's typically what that type of thing means. They're also sharing, they're showing me, like, something needs to be shook up in your business, in the way, like, your business or packages, like, something needs to be shook up and rearranged. It's not that the pieces that are in there aren't the right ones, but there needs to be a shaking up. There needs to be a rearrangement of the things, and this isn't from the energy of, like, it's not good enough, or you're not good enough, or what's there is not good enough. It's more from the energy of, um, fresh energy, fresh perspective, fresh vibes. Um, and two, they're showing that with the shaking up, it also allows, like, something new to be born. It allows something new to be shown to you. And if you hear those noises, I have a senior dog who's pacing in the background. If you can hear that click, 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 click. Mm. So what they're sharing now is, um, self-love, to deepen the love for yourself. It's through that portal. It's through the portal of the heart. It's through the portal of self-love that allows you to expand and go deeper with your work. Um, this is interesting. They're sharing, this feels, the way that it's coming through feels kind of cryptic in the way that they're sharing it. Um, like, I'm desiring more because I'm like, oh, intuitive healing business. I'm desiring more, but hey, maybe it's exactly what you need to be hearing in this, but it feels cryptic to me. They're like, you already got this. Like, you know what? The energy they just showed me, they showed me like it's already done. It's already done. You've already got this. It's already done. It's complete. It, there's a, they're inviting you into the space of, like, it's already done. It's already handled. It's complete. And so it is. And so it is. And they're also inviting you to spend more time connecting to your guides, your higher self, God, source, universe, whatever you call it, to spend more time connecting into that, and listening to the messages that are coming through. Give yourself more space and connect more often and more frequently, and allow yourself to listen and integrate to the messages that are coming through. They're sharing that, um, you don't need me. You don't need me to share these messages with you, because they're messages that you've already received at some level. And that, okay, so here's what they're sharing. They're sharing that, yes, it's okay to have, like, someone or something there as, like, a bridge to help you move from the space of, um, where you are to where you want to be. But they're inviting you for that bridge to be really short, for that to be a very short bridge, because they're like, you've already got this. You already have what you need. You already have what it takes. And so it's like, I don't know the saying, but it's like the energy of, like, borrowed faith until you can have it yourself, like borrowing faith until the faith is yours. But they're showing that this is a short bridge for you to borrow faith or confidence or whatever that is, like, borrow that for a short period of time, because you've already got it. Like, you've already got it. You've already got it. You already got it. All right. Sending you love. Sending you love. All right. The last one I'm going to do is going to be Anne. So let me disconnect here. All right. All right, Anne. All right. I know that you were kind of working with Carrie a bit. She told me on the back channel here that you guys were working on the question. So, the most recent question I see is there something you can share with me about growing my relationship with Mike? I will say that as I was connecting to you, I had like little burps coming. So there was what that means is that there's energy moving and releasing for you. And that was the way that it was releasing. So if that does happen to come up in the rest of our time connected here, then it's just energy moving. Okay, so the first thing that they're sharing, Anne, is the first word that was coming in was relax. Relax. Allow yourself to be held, allow yourself to be carried. Allow him the space to lead, the space to guide, the space to um, yeah, allow him the space to lead and the space to guide. They're sharing that there's been this is the way they're sharing it. It's like there's been like a little hiccup in the relationship leading up to now. Um, this is Jenny adding, it doesn't feel like the hiccup is something bad. There's nothing bad or good about the hiccup. It's just a hiccup. It's just there's been a little hiccup along the way. And so they're sharing that there's been that like you've been holding on to an aspect of the hiccup of this from an energetic standpoint. There's been like a um it's interesting because it's like the way they're showing it's like it's been a little blip, and it's like you're holding on to the blip and wanting to carry that forward, even if this is on a subconscious level. It's like you've been wanting to carry that forward, and they keep showing like an iron, like to iron out the blip and to allow moving forward to be hiccup free, like letting go of hiccups or blips from the past and not bringing those into the space that you guys are creating together moving forward. And they wanted me to rephrase that because they said I put my own words on that. So they're like ironing out the hiccups and not bringing those into the future. Yeah, they're saying again, they're inviting you to relax and to breathe. Allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself the space. Um, allow yourself the space to be present in these moments. I guess they're showing me a vision of like busyness and anxiety, something like that. They're showing me this vision where it's like and like holding the breath up here, and they're like, just relax, let it out, let it out. Come more into your body and come more into the present moment. They're sharing like it'll help you navigate more clearly um the steps in this very chaotic time and this very busy time. it'll help navigate some of those steps. And they're sharing, like, allow him to do some of the things and allow him to do things that don't make, uh, don't make logical sense. Like, uh, as an example, this is Jenny saying this now, is like, as an example, like, things that maybe wouldn't typically be given to a partner or given to a man or given to a whatever, like, things that wouldn't typically be given in that situation. Allow yourself to follow, like, the illogical things that are coming. Allow him to assist and help. Empower him. They're sharing, empower him to assist and help. They're sharing, like, you don't have to do it alone. Okay, so I've been holding this back because, like, of fear that I'm guessing something that is or isn't happening. Are you guys getting married or something? Are you planning a wedding right now? Because those are some of the words that I've been wanting to use to explain around it, but I felt like, I don't know, I second guessed myself with that. No, I'm hoping for that. Um, yeah, they're just like, some of the stuff, it's like, I don't know, it feels like you're planning for something. It feels like you're planning for something and you're doing it all alone and letting him do some things too, empowering him to do some things, giving him space to do some things. Yeah, that they're they're letting me know this concludes the message. Like, there's really nothing else because they're just cycling and saying the same things over and over and over. They're saying the same things over and over and over. If you have another follow-up question, I feel guided to give you the space for a follow-up question. Um, and I see Sandy's back. I might do Sandy before we head off, even though we're over time, since she so sweetly came back. So, Anne, I'm gonna give you a chance for a little bit of a follow-up question if there's anything that you wanted to ask. Will the marriage come? Well, that's more of a yes, no question, but I'll tune in and see what they have to share for this. Okay, so sometimes what they do is that they'll show me different versions. They'll show me a black screen, they'll show a book closing, they'll show a gray screen, they'll show that kind of a thing. And so I just got a black screen. And so it either means I don't have access to that information, or you don't have access to that information, or they're not sharing right now. And I see you said, what will help our relationship become more committed? Yeah, they're like, we already told you. With love, with love. We already like, they're showing me all the same things that they just shared. They're sharing all those things. They're giving him space, taking a breath, relaxing, coming from up here and getting more into the body. So sending you love, best of luck with everything. Um, I feel like I want to say you've got this. You've got this. All right. Okay. So, Carrie, will you do me a favor while I'm disconnecting and connecting? Is for Sweet Fairy-ish, like, her question from early in the live. Can you copy it in our private chat? Oh, it's 11:11, at least where I am at right now. Okay. All right. Sandy, you made it just in time because I was about to cut off everything. So let me see what your question was. And of course, it's all perfect because it's 11:11. Okay. I hope I'm saying it right because I see it's spelled Sandhya. So hope I'm saying Sandy right. Or Sandia. All right. So I haven't read your question yet, but they're having me feel really dizzy. With this, I feel very dizzy as I was connecting in. I pronounced it okay. All right. All right. Grateful for any messages on my love life, please. There's a man from work I really like, but haven't seen him at work for the last 4 months. Yeah, they're still having me feel dizzy here with the energy. I don't really have a meaning for that, but I'm just noting so I note whatever sensations that I have. Wanted to ask about the connection with a man I haven't seen in 4 months. They're saying like, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Um, they're sharing that you're I have so much energy, like my eyes are closing with this energy now. They're sharing that your energy is interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to explain the vision they gave me. She's saying she was dizzy last week and wasn't too well. The vision they just gave me is so they closed my eyes. Obviously, I closed my eyes, but I felt the sensation of closing my eyes there is that they showed me that you're like closing your eyes, closing your energy off to all other things around you. And so it's like in this space, and this is like there's a message here, but the way that it's explained may be very like in concrete and not physically what you're doing. Okay. Could be. So basically, it's like you're closing your eyes off, and it's like in this space, it's like you're only focused on that one outcome and that one thing. And in this space, there's like this just like swirling going on, and there's a whole world of things happening around you, but it's like there's an oblivious nature to them. Um, so it's like a lot of stuff is being missed. A lot of messages are being missed. A lot of interactions are being missed. And this doesn't necessarily feel like male interactions specifically or lover interactions. It just feels like a lot of interactions are being missed as an opportunity for you to um, I come back to you, to come back to you in that space. She's sharing that man was really significant for me, and I hope something would happen. I agree that I have to let go. Yeah, like the way that they're giving it to me is having me feel this energy in this way where it's like what they're bringing me to now is still with my eyes closed, but allowing myself to breathe and center myself. And this is what I'm sharing is a message for you, even though I'm saying I with it, like this is a message for you. It's like they're having me want to breathe and feel and close my eyes and allow myself to come back to center, like to stop the swirling, to stop the dizziness. And once again, this feels more of a metaphorical message as well here, where it's like come back into peace in a restful state. Yeah. So it feels more like a you coming into grounding and you coming into a peaceful state internally so that you can more clearly make steps moving forward and you can more clearly decide what direction or steps you want to take next. That it's like in this vision, it's like in this like dizziness and this eyes closed, it's almost like a spinning out, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And they're like, well, of course you don't know what to do. You're spinning and your eyes are closed. What if you were to stop spinning, like, one of those spinner things, and then eventually it stops? Like I'm seeing a dreidel, like you spin it and eventually it stops and it falls on a side. And the thing is it's not about you stopping and falling. It's about the spinning and the eyes closed is for your highest and best good has got to stop. It's got to stop. Um, and even just with that, like I just feel like I want to talk fast and what's going on and how come I don't know? And, right. And just coming back into this space and coming back into this alignment. And it can start with your eyes closed and breathing and grounding and allowing yourself to come out of this spinning state. Um, I haven't noticed much happening in my life. Yeah, I haven't noticed any other men. I really want to manifest a new job and leave this current horrible job that I'm in. I feel stuck. Makes sense. Yeah, like that's the message for you today is in as many ways as make sense to you that align to you is practice coming out of from this metaphor they shared, this vision they shared, coming out from the eyes closed, dizzy state. I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, things are so crazy. Like from that space and breathing, grounding yourself, giving yourself a chance to reconnect with your energy because it's like the energy's caught up in everything else that's happening around you and it's not back into yourself. Not back into yourself. Yeah. Definitely I mean, what I don't know if you currently do grounding things, but definitely you want to ground. And I was just thinking what I want to do to disconnect from the energy. So like I'm going to do my cutting and I'm going to do my cord thing to be able to disconnect from that. Like, and I'm probably going to do my energy clearing meditation that I channeled from the records because, and if that's something that you're called to, then um, you can do it too. And you can find me on Insight Timer. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. So all of my links to all of my socials, my podcast, the Life Adventurous podcast, even to Insight Timer, what I just mentioned, all of the links are at thelifeadventurous.com. What that will do is I'll take you to like a Linktree page. And so you'll see all the different options of things that you can connect to and resources. I've got free things. I have weekly-ish channeled messages. I think I'm actually going to send out a message. I had a message come in today about inner wisdom that was channeled from the records. It's going to go out to my email list today. So all of that is there on those links. She said, thank you. And I shield daily before going to work. Good. Just continue to come back in, whenever you're noticing whatever it is that triggers you to feel dizzy, whether it's physically or metaphorically, meaning you get into a space where that space could be perceived as dizzy, whatever that is, then come back to center, come back and root. All right. Hello, Rachel. We are about to wrap up. Thanks for joining. As much as I'd love to do this all day, I do have a limit. So if you want to book your own personal Akashic activation and integration options on my website, you can go to lifeadventures.com and find those and book a reading. I also do readings with integration sessions. So for example, we've been going back and forth here and talking about like how to integrate that into your life. That's what I'm really good at and that's what I do. So yes, we can do a one-off reading and that's beautiful. But what's even more powerful, and what I find that most people desire, even if they're not consciously aware of it, is they want the help to integrate what comes through, because there's a lot of powerful messages that come through in the records from a reading, even from these mini readings. There's a lot that comes through. So if we are meant to work together, we will. And if you feel called, you can reach out to me. I do have a package on my site that talks about activation, Akashic activation plus integration. And so this is like a way to test the waters on what it'd be like to work one-on-one with me, where it starts off with a time block where we do a reading, and then we step into an integration phase, and we start to really pull out the messages and help you embody those and move forward in your life. And then a week or two later, we have another call. And what I'll do is, before that second call, I get into the records before we meet to see what messages are there. And then everything is led by the record keeper. So it doesn't really unfold like a typical reading where you're going to ask a ton of questions about soul contracts or things like that. It's going to be more of helping you to integrate and embody from an energetic and frequency standpoint. We'll also activate the mind a little bit, but it's not about like mind strategies with the work that I do. And then there's support in between those calls. So that's a way to really kind of dip your toe in the water of what it'd be like to work one-on-one to really transform your life. All right. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining. I'll see you on the 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern for another mini Akashic reading live on my channels. And then stay tuned. I have more videos coming. So if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube, join me there. All right. See ya. Bye. 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 Bye.